Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back. So lately, I've been getting a lot of people ask me, "Hey, Andy, where have you been? Why aren't you making any more videos?" The answer is that I've been super busy working on a project, and I'm really sorry, but I just couldn't keep up with the pace that I was making the videos before. So I was cranking out like 3 or 4 videos a week, and yeah, I can't keep up with that pace. So I thought rather than making 3 or 4 videos a week or trying to do so by like talking about random stuff or things that I'm not passionate about, I'd rather just make fewer videos with higher quality, right? I don't want to compromise on the quality. But naturally, I'm sure a lot of you are now asking, what is this super secretive project that you've been working on, right? As some of you know, I wrote a book called Financial Independence, Retire Early. And in fact, I have a copy of it right here, actually, so I can show you guys. So this is what it looks like. So links down in the description if you want to buy it on Amazon. Sorry, you don't have to. It's just shameless self-plug. Anyways, moving on. I wrote a book called Financial Independence Theory, and it's all about personal finance 101 and how to get into the mindset of becoming financially independent. And recently I've been thinking of doing a follow-up book. So not necessarily a sequel to this book, but one that is going to be based on a slightly different topic that is also finance related, but a lot more people are talking about that these days. And can you guess what it is? It is, of course, cryptocurrencies, or specifically Bitcoin, because I think that, in my opinion, Bitcoin is the most important crypto, and it also happens to be the easiest to understand and the easiest to get into. So this follow-up book is going to be on Bitcoin, and just today, just to hype it up a little, I'm just going to read the introduction of the book. Keep in mind, this is a rough draft, so if you're watching this in the future and you have a copy of the book in front of you, it's not going to be exactly word for word to what I'm reading, but it'll be close enough, hopefully, right? Anyways, I hope you enjoy. Snow falling like bits of confetti at a winter festival. It was 2017 around 6 a.m. on a chilly December morning. I waited for the train at Bradford GO station. I was in the midst of my 4-month internship at the Royal Bank of Canada, which was located in downtown Toronto. I was not in the greatest of moods that morning. It was a Friday, and 2 days before my 22nd birthday. I did not get enough sleep the previous night. I probably should have worn a thicker jacket. Don't get me wrong, I love the people that I work with at RBC, and this was the first time where I had a job that paid significantly above minimum wage. And to this day, I'm tremendously thankful for the opportunity that I had. However, I would be lying if I said that everything about that job was perfect. For one, I did not enjoy waking up and catching the train at 6 a.m. I was living with my parents for the duration of the internship and kept on wondering how my dad, who also worked at RBC in the downtown Toronto, albeit a different office building, did this exact routine for nearly 4 years at that point. It was under those circumstances that I opened the Yahoo Finance app on my phone and saw that Bitcoin had hit an all-time high. I don't remember the exact price, and assuming your favorite crypto exchange didn't go down, and depending on exactly which exchange you were using at the time, the prices would have been slightly different anyways. However, it was just somewhere over 19,000 US dollars per coin, and rapidly climbing towards 20,000 USD. Being a finance student at the University of Waterloo, well versed in the history of every market bubble from the Dutch tulip crisis to the 2008-2009 Great Recession, I denounced Bitcoin as the biggest bubble and Ponzi scheme I had ever seen. I was fully convinced of every argument against it at the time. Bitcoin was not only a bubble, but it was also used by criminals. It used up way too much energy and led to climate change. I was the biggest non-believer in cryptocurrency you could ever hope to meet. I was further validating my skepticism of Bitcoin as the price subsequently crashed back down to around 3,000 USD less than a year later in mid-2018. In my youthful arrogance, I bragged to my friends and family that I was right about Bitcoin. My opinion at that time was that $3,000 was still a ridiculous price to pay for something that's going to zero. I wrote off Bitcoin as one for the history books. The party was over. Bitcoin can join tulips and shares in the South Sea Company in the dustbin of history. Except the party didn't end. Quietly in the background, the party went on, block after block after block, until it became a full-on revolution, a revolution of our entire monetary system. It wasn't until years later, in the fallout of the biggest pandemic of a century that gripped the headlines for the entire year of 2020 and beyond, a previously little-known software company called MicroStrategy allocated their entire balance sheet to Bitcoin. That prompted me to take a second look. The decision from MicroStrategy was absolutely mind-boggling to me at the time. The business was doing fine even before they decided to buy a single Bitcoin. It wasn't the world's biggest company or anything, but it did seem like a crazy bet to sink a large part of the company's balance sheet into Bitcoin. I was ready once again to write off MicroStrategy and its eccentric CEO, Michael Saylor, as just another crazy gambler, akin to those 18-year-old young novice investors with $1,000 in their Robinhood accounts. But this time, a friend prompted me to delve a little deeper. I had met this friend in question at the University of Waterloo and bonded with him through our mutual love of investing. This friend was the opposite of someone who I would consider a gambler. Like me, he was also an equities guy that focused on long-term fundamental analysis and fervently subscribed to Warren Buffett's way of value investing. Therefore, it came as an absolute shock to me when he announced that he was buying heavily into Bitcoin in the August of 2020. It was at that point I legitimately considered the possibility that I had missed something about the Bitcoin narrative. Perhaps I had, like in my high school days, skipped on doing my homework again. I decided to really sit down and analyze the value proposition of Bitcoin and find out why so many people I regarded as experts in the world of finance are willing to convert their hard-earned so-called real money into Bitcoin. As a result of my research, I became a Bitcoiner. I took the orange pill, which is what the common term used to describe a new Bitcoin convert is. Subsequently, I, like many others, decided at that point to allocate the majority of my net worth to Bitcoin. This, by the way, would have been an insane idea just a few years ago. I want to be clear, this book is not meant to convince you to buy Bitcoin. I do not care what you choose to do with your own money. This book is simply to share the same journey that I went through to be convinced that Bitcoin will succeed. And if a stubborn equities guy like me can be convinced, perhaps so can you. This is a story about a revolution unfolding right in front of us. And if you stopped and listened, you will hear the hum of a million cyber hornets powered by hope. Alright guys, so I hope you guys all enjoyed the introduction. Of course, again, this is a rough draft. Things are going to change and it's not going to be word for word to what I read anyways. But hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please give this video a like and consider subscribing if you like the series. And I'll try to make more videos. I can't promise anything because I am super busy working on this, but I'll try my best, okay? So cut me some slack here. Be sure to give this video a like and see you guys next video.